Alright, so we are going to start with ripping this carb down. Alright, let's get tearing into this bad boy. Some of you are probably a little confused on how the other video ended with me Cerakoting to now I'm tearing the carb apart, but this is chronological order. This is where I picked up after Cerakoting, and it will all make sense later in this video. Okay, I'm gonna go just brush off all this loose grime before putting it in there, so then there's just that much less dirt in the tank. Here's the 3 major pieces. Give them a quick degreasing. Jets. And did a bow. So here's the carb out of the ultrasonic cleaner and dried. Now I am working on taping this stuff up because I'm going to try something. I don't know how this is going to work out. Hope it works out alright, but not totally sure. I'm going to try it anyway though, because there's only one way to find out, and that is trying. Alright, so we're going to start off by plugging and taping off everything that we don't want Cerakoted. Alright, there she is. Gonna toss this in the blaster, give it a quick light blast. There's just a couple areas where there's a little corrosion that I want to get off. Alright, so here's the carb after I sandblasted it and degreased it. Now I am going to go preheat the oven to 300 degrees, and then once that's preheated we can pop this in there for an hour. So I think the best plan of attack is to Cerakote the body and the bowl right now with both these things, both the plug and the cap, because I want to do the cap and the plug a different color. I think my best plan of attack is to leave it assembled like this, Cerakote it. These obviously I'll have to take off before I put it in the oven, so I'll take these off now, and then I'll try to just reuse them to spray quick, and then I can pull them back off while it bakes. Anyway, I want to do the cap and the bowl drain plug here a different color. But I think the best plan is to Cerakote everything right now the body color, and then I'll pull this and that plug out, re-sandblast them, re-degrease them, and then Cerakote them the color I want them. Shoo. Golly, that even looks a million times better though. Wow, it's amazing what a quick sandblast can do. Just put this beauty in the oven. Gonna set a timer for an hour. Alright, so I just pulled it out of the oven for the gas out. Now I'm going to go back and put all of those plugs and the tape that I had over the inlet and outlet, get those back on, and then I'm going to spray it, and then it's going to go back in the crack oven for an hour. Then it's going to come out beautiful. And then I'm going to pull that top cap off, sandblast it, re-degrease it, re-gas out, and spray that a different color. I have some other items that I'm going to do that other color, so that might be another day. We'll see where I'm at with those. But just a little update. So here is the carb, all finished up. Looks really nice. There are two spots. Right here got a little light. Right there got a little light. This top cap got a little light too, but I'm going to do that a different color. I'm going to toss this in the blaster, blast this Cerakote off, and then we will get this and that plug Cerakoted the other color. Here is the results on the carb. Not too bad. Alright, so here we are. This is where we're at with the quad build. I just kind of went through and grinded a bunch of Cerakoting. So everything is done now Cerakote wise. I didn't do any of the front because I took the front off of the old quad and frame in sets. And to save time, I'm just going to put those sets back on. I didn't want to disassemble everything. And plus, this thing's kind of a can of worms. Every bushing and bearing that I've touched has needed to be replaced. So everything in the rear, all new bearings, bushings, seals, you name it. The front, I'm just going to leave alone. It's probably going to be sloppy and nasty, but I'm just going to rock with it. I want to get this thing on the ice because it is currently like January 3rd or 4th. It's January 3rd, and the first race, I believe, is on the 10th. So I have 7 days, and I'm still waiting on a part for the motor from Spain. So there's a really cool thing. This is a 2017 gas. I don't know if I said anything about it earlier, but KTM bought out gas in like 2019 or 2020, 2021, somewhere around there. So everything before that is impossible to find. They pretty much wiped gas's existence before they bought them out. So it is super hard to find replacement parts for this, and going into this, I did not know that. My whole goal with buying that 2017 gas was so that I had a newer, more modern motor, but it is honestly harder to find parts. Originally, I was going to do like a 98 KX250 motor, two-stroke, and then this bike popped up on Facebook Marketplace, so I went and snagged it thinking that I was being smart and getting a way newer motor that made a little more horsepower, but apparently not, because you can find everything for an old KX250 motor. But this thing is just kind of a turd. It's just a brick right now because of the parts issues. So that is really fun. I'm kind of building a quad around a motor that essentially is a boat anchor right now. So just keep that in mind as I'm putting this together, that this motor is essentially a boat anchor at the moment. Problems I'm having, it's not necessarily the motor. The motor's fine. It's got a fresh rebuild. That's why I haven't done anything with the motor. Typically, I would rebuild it and kind of replace some gaskets and whatnot. But the motor has paperwork, and it was completely rebuilt, bottom to top, by a local shop. So I trust that. And from what I saw of the piston looks brand new in there. There's not even like a speck of carbon or oily gunk on it. So that's why I haven't really messed with the motor. I kind of forgot to clean it. I should have cleaned it before I put it in the frame, but at this point I'm on a time crunch. I want to get this thing done. I want to ride it. That is where we're at. I am going to start assembling this thing. I will show you guys what parts I got and show you what parts I've Cerakoted, and then we'll start tossing this thing back together. Here is everything that I've Cerakoted: the axle, swing arm, the steering stem, the pegs, which I'm gonna get aftermarket Nerf bars, but for now I just did those little discs for the front wheels, the foot brake, all the rear hubs, the brake hub. I did order a new one that still hasn't been delivered because I damaged the old one. Here's the carb. I showed you guys that. The throttle, I did like the same colors as the carb, so thought that was kind of neat. I should have cleaned these, but oh well.